Pirate Software. Let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about how Jason Thor Hall, a former Blizzard employee born during a thunderstorm, gained 600,000 YouTube subscribers in 1 month and shattered the Twitch hype train record not once, but 4 times. This is a success story that's truly off the rails. The reality is, Thor is more than his impressive numbers. Sure, there are ingredients to his secret recipe, 7 of which I'll mention later. However, to really understand how Thor makes these 7 work, it's worth taking a look at his life story. His experiences have made him what I would call the Dos Equis man of the gaming world, and it won't take you long to understand why. Thor was born the son of the Allfather Odin and Earth Mother Yor. I'm not gonna go that far back. Thor started adulthood like many of us, at a crossroads. Throughout his life, he was surrounded by all things gaming dev, thanks to his father, Joey Ray Hall, being an astoundingly accomplished cinematic director at Blizzard Entertainment.
No, my dad didn't inspire the WoW guy from South Park. My dad is the WoW guy from South Park. He worked on the episode with Matt and Trey, and they turned him into a character. That's him.
While it looked pretty obvious that Thor would pursue his passion for programming, he was bit by a different kind of bug. Literally. He enrolled as an entomology major in college, and for a while, felt like he was on the right track. Little by little, though, it became clear that the study of critters wasn't his main calling. He made the tough decision to drop out and go back to the exciting, yet volatile world of game development. Thor's first trial by fire was when he and a partner ran a business making things in an online sim game called Second Life. Thor put his heart and soul into making clean code and kept the business running smooth, while his partner focused on the art assets. The expectation was money would be split down the middle 50-50. Out of nowhere, Thor's business partner demanded an 80-20 split, with Thor only walking away with the 20. This decision hit Thor harder than a Tyson KO, and to make matters worse, when he refused the deal, his partner made everything created so far free and open source. The broken deal left him with no savings and forced him to live out of his car. This year of hardship made Thor realize one big thing. He likes solving a puzzle. He already had several great pieces in his hand, a lifelong understanding of what makes games fun, a couple years of programming experience, and sheer determination. That, combined with a good portfolio, got him his first job at Blizzard. Thor's adventure kicked off as a game tester. This experience helped him learn firsthand the lessons, nuances, and politics of a game studio.
When I was at Blizzard, we had employee sensitivity training. We had a workshop where they showed us a video and then we had to decide what was the right thing to do. And he takes the burrito and he flings it at his boss, right? Just chucks it at the boss in the video. So the meme in the office became, anything that can get you fired is throwing a burrito.
It wasn't long before Thor's talent for community building and rallying supporters got him to rise up the Blizzard ranks. He leapfrogged from game testing to QA to being one of the head security specialists of Blizzard's Red Team. Think of them like special ops that try to prevent the worst hacking intrusions and vulnerabilities, even if they happen to be human.
I had to do a social engineering task where I had to hit customer support, and I had to get 50 questions answered. I got my questions answered. I shouldn't have. That was the problem. The director of CS came, and he said, I want the names. And I said, I'm not giving you the names. You're just going to fire those people. I sat down with him. We created a new 6-month training regimen. And guess what? I went back about a year later, did the same thing. All those people passed with flying colors.
While Thor was contributing to many beloved Blizzard IPs, and even getting the first taste of working on his own games on the side, the work-life balance turned into some major burnout. At the beginning of February 2016, Thor was ready to start walking a new path. That path happened to be right across the street at Amazon Games. Thor didn't waste any time. During his 8 months at Amazon, he managed to keep things buzzing at work and started experimenting with early builds of his game ideas. That year, Thor couldn't resist entering the Las Vegas DEF CON convention to test his mettle. His antics there nabbed him his 3rd Black Badge, an award so respected that it was featured at the actual Smithsonian. Winning that badge didn't just give Thor bragging rights, it put him on the short list of none other than the United States government. On paper, it looked like Thor had achieved the American dream, He had a highly paid government job, a great cybersecurity reputation, and some downtime to work on his games. The truth though was, all that glitters isn't gold.
I was paid $250,000 a year to hack power plants for the federal government. Don't just chase the dollar, because you know what you're going to get? At the end of that road, a whole lot of money and not a whole lot of happiness.
Thor made the decision to become a full-time game dev after he was told he would go from flying around the country 10 weeks of the year to 30. Any of you out there that work full-time while creating know how crazy it can feel to juggle between paying the bills and making content. He quit and once again walked a whole new path. Quick note before we continue, the timeline in this section technically blends into the days he worked at Amazon Games and his government job. For those of you waiting for my thoughts on 7 of Thor's secret ingredients, don't worry, they're coming. For the first official Pirate Software release, Thor decided to give some love to one of the most important meals of the day and called the creation Champions of Breakfast. For the project to be a success, he understood it was critical to go public with the dev process. He created a blog on a site that many of you will look at with nostalgia, Tumblr. The Tumblr dev blogs are fascinating. You'll find gems like the post where the team describes how sound effects were made for things like the whisk. Hint hint, a used bike pedal. After a short early access period, the game was released into the wild in June of 2016. Early reviews praised the absurdity of kitchen appliances being used in bullet hell and loved the replayability. Thor admitted though that the game didn't exactly sell like hotcakes. It still was a great learning experience for the studio, and Thor was able to finally go all in on developing his dream game, Heartbound. Any of you still have your spiral notebooks filled with dozens of doodles of your OCs and their silly adventures? Thor hung on tightly to one he owned since high school. It had a character by the name of Lore, searching through many realms for his talking dog, Baron. Yes, the dog talks. In fact, most of the animals do. To give the studio a bit of a war chest, Thor placed his chips on a Kickstarter campaign. The goal was crushed and gave the game good old word-of-mouth buzz. That buzz brought a big hand knocking on Pirate Software's door. Toward the end of 2017, beloved Irish YouTuber Jacksepticeye uploaded his playthrough of Heartbound's early access demo. Jack's timing couldn't have been more kismet. His playthrough occurred only a couple days after Thor had made the decision to make Pirate Software his full-time job. Fast forward a ferret rescue with 21 tenants, 400 million YouTube views, and a Twitch chat full of goblins later, and you'll arrive at where Thor is now, putting love, artistry, and attention into his team of buccaneers. So once again, how did the man do it? Let's take a second to crack his recipe. In my opinion, the ingredients Thor packs in his spice cabinet can be applied to not only YouTube shorts, but any form of content. Let's start with the box.
Who wants to know the secret for YouTube shorts? There's a little checkbox. If you want to notify your subs, you uncheck that box. If you have a bunch of subs and they don't interact with it, it goes, I won't waste my time with it. Many people who subscribe to you will eventually be dead accounts. If you turn this off, it sends it only to people who aren't subscribed to you yet.
Thor's right. So many things can happen to a subscriber. Like maybe they lost their password, or enjoyed a certain style of video you made and are waiting for more, or picked a fight with a T-Rex and it ended badly. Just a heads up though, keep this tip exclusive to shorts, and leave the box checked for your regular uploads. Another tasty ingredient in Thor's videos is visual play. You'll notice Thor usually draws his ideas in MS Paint. This is a brilliant little trick because he's giving our eyes a fixed point to track. If I edited a little joke, like a clown wig dropping, I'd gain 2 seconds of your attention. Instead, let's say I draw a big bushy mustache. Your eyes will closely watch as the glorious mustache appears on my face while I make my point. Perhaps the strongest ingredient of Thor's creativity is his storytelling.
I banned my guild leader twice. I got him a tour at Blizzard. And we're going around Blizzard and I'm showing him everything like this. I look up at the door and I'm like, hey, this is my guild leader. Can he see the wrist department? He opens the door and he's like, come here for a minute. And he has me walk into the wrist department and he goes, we just banned him. And I'm like, what? And he goes, he's botting right now. Dude, were you seriously botting while you're getting a tour of Blizzard? And he goes, Aw, man.
Thor's shorts are also what I like to call value-packed. Want to become a white hat hacker? He has a short for that. Are you a creator struggling with motivation? He recommends a game for that. Reach inside and share lessons that you know will add value to your viewers' lives. A short of Thor's that impresses me is his one about controller support.
It's because people with physical disabilities play your game because you have controller support because they can remap the controller to their devices. I had no idea that was a thing, but it's very common. So I added controller support for the game because someone in our community was physically disabled and asked us to do it.
The push for accessibility not only applies to his dev process, but his shorts too. Thor's editor makes sure each one has legible subtitles. Yes, I know auto captions are a thing, but try reading them after portrait mode makes them ant-sized. Dread receiving comments like this? Listen to Thor's take on it.
The thing is it all runs by engagement. So I'll give you an example of this, right? I have a short that a lot of people put negative comments on it. They're like, oh, negative comment, right? So here's the thing that's interesting. A down vote or an up vote both count as engagement. Either I'll correct them, because they might just be wrong, or I delete the negative comment. Do you know why I delete the negative comment? Because then they come back and they go, this guy deletes comments. I farm you twice.
To explain the final ingredient, I'm going to get personal for a second. When I was 10, my grandpa told me something I'll never forget. Let others pour their thoughts onto you, and you'll find the gold in their words. If they feel you care enough about what they have to say, chances are they'll care enough about what you have to say too. This is what strikes me about Thor. Sure, he has thousands of people in his chat, yet he makes sure so many are heard and supported. To steal a quote from Thor, it's your community that carries you. So go ahead. Talk to each other in the comment section of this video, in Thor's videos, in any video, and start building yours today. Oh, and one more thing. You definitely shouldn't click anything that's on your screen, and you better not place a paw on that subscribe button, or you may come to regret it. Thanks for watching.